Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Sunday, January 28th, 2024. Today, the printer is not printing. We are not printing today. I don't have anything that needs to be printed today, which on one hand is sad, but on the other, it's actually somewhat of a relief because yeah, I've printed a few things since the last time that we met. Just a few things. During the last stream, I had printing a 100 slot Game Boy / Game Boy Color / Game Boy Advance cartridge tray holder. That print failed, unfortunately. During the print, for whatever reason, the printer's coordinates shifted diagonally by quite a lot. And that screwed the whole thing up. It printed correctly all of the layers. It's just that from a certain layer upward, it was offset from the rest of the thing. So yeah, that failed, and I didn't see or notice that it had failed until over 3 hours into an over 4-hour print. It was almost done. So that sucks. That was exceedingly disappointing. However, I did try again, and it succeeded the second time. I have no actual, I don't know why it did that on the initial print. I have no idea why. But here is the print, finished, done, 100 slots. It's massive. It's really big. One of the biggest, I think, overall of my items. Definitely this wise, the biggest. Due to its size, there is a little bit of a bow, a tiny bit of curvature here, but it's not bad. It's really not all that bad. It can still rest flat. Both of the edges have the same height, so it doesn't sit skewed. As I'm talking, of course, today, I'm starting to feel some allergies kicking in, unfortunately. That was not the only thing that I printed. I have this little PSP UMD tray, of which I had a 10 and a 20 slot. I've scaled that up to a 50 slot and a 100 slot. So here's the 50 slot version of the UMD tray. It looks nice. It looks nice. I like this. I like this. I also like this, which, that times 2 for 100 slots. This is my most expensive item that I have listed right now. This 100 slot UMD tray, which I unfortunately this specific one that I took pictures of, if I ever do sell one of these in black, I will have to print a new one from scratch, and this uses about a quarter of a roll of filament to print. I'll have to print a new one, particularly of this, because I got a little over. I broke it, basically. There's a piece here on the corner that's been overdone, and I can press in, and it's clear that the floor and the wall are disconnected there. Unfortunately, that was a slight issue. I would not feel comfortable shipping this with that in the corner, that little bit in the corner being, which corner was it? This corner up here. I would not feel comfortable shipping this on an item that, you know, on an item that costs $74.99. This thing takes 6 hours to print. It's 6 hours to print this. And it's a quarter of a roll of filament. So yes, it's expensive. Do I ever expect that any of these things that are like 100 plus slots are ever going to sell? Probably not. But they exist. And I'm happy that they exist. I'm sure someone someday will be happy that it exists. I also did change the print settings after I did these initial prints so that it's a little more sturdy on these walls. With this print, it's a little, there is enough give that you could break this with your fingers if you were trying to. If you were trying to, there is enough of a give here that, yeah, it can buckle. And it was like that on the 20 slot and the 10 slot version, so I made some changes to my print settings that will make that impossible. It will make it so that it is going to be exceedingly more difficult to buckle the sidewalls with your fingers. That'll just make it even more sturdy, because these things are big, thick, sturdy trays for the UMD discs. And they print great. I mean, they look fantastic. In fact, I would say that these prints, using the glue, end up actually looking better on the whole. There's even less ringing than before. It's like the ringing is doing, the compensation for the ringing is doing a better job when using the glue on the platform. Like, okay, sure. I'm a little sniffly. I'm gonna take go to my break screen to blow my nose, and I will come back. We'll finish up the intro and we'll get into the game. All right, hopefully that's the only time I have to blow my nose today. Yeah, so the only other thing would be, pricing on those items that I just showed. I forget what I did this one. I think it's 45 or 50, something along those lines. What did I price this at? I have already forgotten. I have I have already forgotten. 50. It's $49.99 on this because it takes a while to print. That's why is it's specifically more it's the time it takes rather than the cost of the filament. Like it doesn't make sense to simply multiply the cost of the filament for these types of things for 3D prints. Time matters. The use in this case the exclusive use of the printer to print this matters and it has value. So I have to value the time that my printer's in use, as well as the filament and what it took to design it in the first place to like come up with this model. So yeah, $49.99. Now that means it has free shipping on eBay and Etsy. It has free shipping for this, as well as the UMD trays. They have free shipping. Now this 50 slot tray is $39.99. It's $40 for this, and the 100 slot version is $74.99. They all get free shipping. They all should, if you order anything else with your order, have free shipping with all the other things in the order. So the entire order should have free shipping if you order one of those items. So anything else added on should also be free shipping. Just so as we're clear, it's a little difficult to actually do that on eBay. For whatever reason, it's actually fairly difficult to do that on eBay. I don't know why, but that's just how it is with eBay. They make things extremely convoluted for sellers on the back end for no reason whatsoever. But I think I have it set correctly so that any order of this item gets free shipping and the value of the order counts towards the like promotional $35 plus for free shipping if you're ordering anything else with it. So yeah, that's a thing. And Etsy was seamless. I didn't even have to set anything to say that it's free shipping. It just knows and it just advertises that it's free shipping because I have the like global $35 or more free shipping offer on the shop. So yeah, those items, they ship free along with anything else in your order. All right. I think that's about that. And we can move on. I think there's only one other note, and that's my experience thus far with the Etsy ads platform. I have not had it enabled long enough to actually really work for me. It hasn't at this point brought in an order off of the Etsy ads and the money I have been spending for the ads. At first it was $1 per day. I upped it to $2 per day. And on average, it's about 30 cents a click. So you can do the math there. It's like 3 clicks for the dollar and 6 clicks for the $2. Usually with some days being an extra click or two that ends up being like cents. But usually it's around 30 cents a click. So, it's a little high to be completely honest. We shall see once the first order comes in off of an ad click if it will even be paying for itself. Theoretically, it should be about 1 order for every 20 clicks. And on average, over time, the return, I believe, is at least 2 to 1. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We shall see. But the main benefit is not that specific order itself that comes from the click. It's any returning customers and those who see my shop from the ads, who go to the shop without going through an ad, but recognize the shop when searching for other things. That is also a benefit. And, you know, more sales, more reviews, more better over time. All right, that all being said, we don't have cat. Oh yeah, cat. All right, we need to talk about cat. Dolly is not feeling too good. Dolly hurt herself. She hurt her right front leg at some point in the past few days. Noticed it, I think the last stream we had on Thursday. I think that was the day that we noticed she wasn't wanting to put weight on her right leg. So I think she took landing a little too hard as she jumped down from some location and ended up hurting herself. And she has been feeling it these past several days. She has improved. The worst day was Friday. On that day, I had to pick her up to put her where she needed to go, as well as to put her down. Like for food, I've had to pick her up to put her on the counter so she could eat, and then pick her up to put her down when she finished, just to have her not be in that much pain. So I think it's either it's strain, or I hope it's not sprain, because sprain would last a lot longer than just these few days. I think she just strained something in her leg. I don't think it's anything particularly bad. I mean, she lets me handle her still. She's not like just in a place hiding away for all eternity. She is coming out now, and she is returning to the normal behaviors. She's jumping on things. She is jumping down from things. She occasionally yelps from the pain while doing her normal activities, but she is getting to do her normal activities. She's more mobile today than she was yesterday, and was more mobile yesterday than the day before. So she's improving, but she still is in a little bit of pain at the moment. So that's been Dolly. She hurt her leg, unfortunately. She is the acrobat. She's the one who jumps everywhere. It's always jumping up and jumping down from places. Who knew it's only a matter of time before she did hurt herself at some point. So hopefully she's learned something, and it won't happen again. At least not anytime soon. But it is a preview of when she gets older, what it's going to be like, because this is how she lives eventually. This will lead to arthritis, and she will want to keep doing this even though she'll be in pain from arthritis as she gets older. And yeah, this is just a preview of what will happen then. Ideally, this will be like 8-9 years from now, but it's gonna happen. Calling it now. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right. So, things. Ollie's been fine. He's been fine on that initial day on Friday where it was the worst. She would not have anything to do with Ollie. If he even came even remotely close to her, she was hissing at him. Yeah, so she was very upset with Mr. Cat on that day. She did not want him anywhere near her. Even though he was like trying to like groom her, make her feel better, she had none of it. Was having none of it. She was fine with me, like carrying her around to go places, but not him. Not Mr. Cat. She did not like Mr. Cat on that day. She's been not hissing as of yesterday, and today she has not been hissing at him. So at least that's improved a little bit. But yeah, a little bit better. She's under my bed right now. She's comfy under my bed. She was able to go up the steps and get there. On Friday, I had to actually be carrying her up the stairs to like my bedroom and the bedrooms up there. Yeah, she was like down here with me in the evening, and then I carried her upstairs all the way upstairs so she could be like on a quilt, comfy for the night. And yeah, by morning she had jumped down, gone down the steps into the cat tree in the living room. So she made it down that following day. That's where I found her this morning. She was able to do all that herself yesterday evening. So improvements are happening with the dolly, but she is still a little bit in pain from jumping too much. So, all that being said, let's get into the game and play Factorio. What did we do last time? What are we doing today? Last time we met, I began making use of the great big fat beacons that we now have access to by upgrading the various factories and facilities that are using Cottonguts to produce things. Made them as productive as I possibly could, so I could make the best use of my limited Cottongut resource. Ultimately, my goal is to scale up the Cottongut resource to make sure that I actually do have enough Cottonguts to go around. Unfortunately, I can't cheese it for a while. We sort of need utility signs before I can cheese, quote unquote, the Cottongut production. At least at that point, I can make it significantly fewer entities. Until then, we've got a little bit of an issue of a lot of entities are required. To that end, since I have to use the Pyandon labs, I wanted to upgrade the modules to help reduce the number of Pyandon labs that I need. You know, at least in half, if not more. I do have access to the Mark III modules, but yeah. While I have access to the Mark III modules, I'm thinking that for today, we're going to limit ourselves just to the Mark IIs. There are things that I would need to make in order to create the Mark IIIs. And that just, it's gonna take too long. So, we're here today at the start of the stream at the Mark II production facility, where I have gotten 5 Mark II studs. This is enough to start the process of making infinite numbers of the Mark II studs. So, we no longer need any of this stuff in here. Thus, I will repurpose it. I will repurpose all of this for other things. You know, I need a I need a red wire. I'm sorry, I said I need a red wire there. Alright. We need hot air. We need Grod. We need Tufra. Once I do this, I will scale up the Bodos. Dang. Quality Cottongut food. Because we are also working on cheesing Bodos. Roke cocoons. And Renea. Alright, I get to delete everything of the existing build. And I've realized that I haven't put in the correct like beacon stuff here, so I need that one, that one, and that. And then it's going to be half of these because of Mark II studs, ultimately. At least something like that. That's going to go to 4 and 2 is what I'll need. But since I don't have enough of the Mark II studs yet, I'm going to set this to use the Mark Is just for placement. Oh boy. Laggy. Laggy, laggy, laggy. Ah, right, these are using full productivity. Good enough for me. Alright, that's perfect. They're all fully beaconed. Okay. That's the only processing I need to do of those. Unfortunately, they do not get used at the same time together. You only produce studs. You cycle. Okay. How do I really want to do this? There we go. That'll do. Oops, wrong button. Okay. Quality Cottongut food. Yeah. Sprout cocoons. What needs to get shared at the bottom here? The bedding. Bedding and 2 for seeds. And then who? The dried grod. I'll just have the bots move that. All right, that is done. So Now all I need is to get these and stick them here. Note that the first cycle failed to make any pups. So it's good that I succeeded more than twice. Anyway, that should be that. Everything should just function now, forever and ever. And it should net positive +1 per second on the Mark IIs for these. So there's our Mark II Cottongut studs. I no longer ever need to make Mark Is. There's no other use for Mark Is for anything. So yeah, this is it. This is all the Mark II studs. Now, I'm gonna have to have a ton of Mark II studs to fill these slots in all of these buildings, because I'm not getting the net 1 per second until I do this upgrade. It'll be relatively close, but not fully ready to go. All right, we are good enough here, I think. So we can just get going on other stuff. Okay, off we go. Other things. We are going to get all of the Bodos. That is the plan. All the Bodos will be mine. I must have all of them. Every last one of the Bodos must exist and will be mine. They will be glorious and wonderful and all mine. And this was the place I was going to do that, I think. Yes. Now, I don't remember why I left this location after building this train station, but we're here now. We are ready. At least we should be. We had damn well better be ready at this point, because I'm building this now. That I am. Oh yeah, I have RoboPort 3s. I did finally do that. I did finally RoboPort 3. It's rather nice and lovely to have access to RoboPort 3. This thing recharges robots 6 at a time at 1.1 megawatts each. So it's able to do some pretty quick recharging, but it is rather large. It is a rather large building. And how much of this is beaconed? A bit. We'll need to do a bit of a little bit of work with overlapping of our beacon areas. 7 slots. Little odd that it's 7 slots of things, but oh well. 350 of these logistics bots should be enough. At least they dang well better be enough. All right, step the first. Low power. That is simply the it needs to charge. It has a large internal buffer, so until that fills, it will report low power. It's not. I don't have low power. That's just how the game reports that it's charging in the first place. Every RoboPort is like that. Every single RoboPort, as it fills up its internal storage, will report low power until it has a full bar. Just keeping everything in alignment here. Am I playing Palworld? Yes. I talked about it last time a little bit. I did buy and am playing Palworld. And I am still playing it. I did that for pretty much all day yesterday. Not really. So it is a game that you cannot pause while in the game, and because of that, I tend to not like just sit and play it for really long periods of time. I'll play it for like 20, 30 minutes, and I'll either exit to my menu or close the game while doing other things, and then come back, and yeah, it's just... requires a pretty constant attention for things, and I just can't do an extended period of time when I can't pause it, because I want to use additional resources to like go to a map, have a map that shows all the things. There is an interactive map, it's got all the things. I wanna like see where I want to go next. Just as a general idea, I want to like look up cow breeding information. I want to look up information, and the game can't pause, so it's like I have to leave the game to look up information. And yeah, it's just, there is a mod that lets you pause, but I don't want to use a mod on the first playthrough. I don't want to use mods on the first playthrough, and I don't want to make adjustments to the world settings outside of the normal game difficulty on the first playthrough. Absolutely, the second playthrough on, I'm likely going to do things like bump the EXP rate by a lot. If I want the experience to be a little faster. The standard rate for experience is a bit slow. But the world settings let you up it to like times 20. Up to times 20. It's a slider just in game that let you change the world settings like that on the fly whenever you want. So if I really wanted to avoid like the feeling of that I'm grinding out stuff, doing tedium over and over again. I could just do that. I could do that instead. But, nah. So what are you not covered by? That and that. Yeah. Well. That's an arrangement. Okay, next up. That would be probably... Oh yeah, good. I do have the 5-5 sharing. Like, oh yeah, it'd be probably better if this was the 1 and the 2. I've already thought of that. Good. Just slight... Oh. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, now these both are maxed. That covers those. This has a lot of throughput, so I'm gonna have to do that. This one's also pretty high throughput. I'd rather the bots not have to be forced to do that. Everything else, though, I think I can just have in requester chests. I've been enjoying it, but it is very clearly still early access. There are a lot of areas that are barren that feel like they need some work, some additional stuff, because there's just there's way too many areas that just have nothing, not even any pals spawn. There's like some resources, some hidden items and things, so it's gotten some sort of a pass, but they haven't put the pals in yet in a lot of areas. I'm like, they need to address that at some point. That's a biggie. And yeah, the pathing issues, all the other like bug things, they're present, but I haven't really cared so much. It hasn't felt bad at this point. I think they need to adjust raids a little bit on your bases when you have more than one base, it seems. Because it seems like the difficulty scales a little too much if you have 2 bases set up. It will... Like, I'm not even level 30 yet, and I got a raid that had, like, pals that were close to level 40. I got raided by the 7 Bolshi. AKA the seven samurai raided my base and killed me instantly. They were like level 38, and all my dudes are like in the 20s. The raid scales not just on player level, which I'm also not in the 30s. It's also based off of base value. So if you build stuff, the raids are stronger. So even if you have 2 basic bases, the value of your bases can exceed your ability to defend yourself significantly, which is a little bit of an issue. It seems like it's basing it off of the total value of both of the bases rather than, the value of each individual base independently. really, I would think, should be based like independently by base, but it's like adding the numbers together, which is quite unfortunate. I don't think it should be adding the base values. It should be separate and independent. Also, it's supposed, I would think, be based a bit on location of the base as well. So in a higher level area, yes, I would expect to get a higher level raid, but I would expect the raid to at least be consistent with the level of the area. The raid that I got at my main base is in the starting location and had pals that were level 38 attacking me. 7 of them. In the starting area. The only other thing I need to have here maxed is the data array. I mean, it was hilarious, don't get me wrong, but still didn't feel that great to have happen at that level. I think that's what it should be. No, there's something still missing. Or not? Alright. 11, 5, 10. 11, 3, 50. There is something missing here because it should be a multiple of, 5. It shouldn't be 10. Oh. It's fine. It's that is the number it should be. The reason is that the building itself has a 10% productivity bonus on it. All on its own. It has a 10% bonus. That's what I was missing. That's why it said 10. Alright, nothing else needs all of the productivity. It'll just be like whatever's around. I should have a separate factory for these, shouldn't I? Eventually. Oh, did I not? Right. But yeah, I'm somewhere like level 28, 29-ish range for my character in Pal World. Um, I've defeated quite a few of the alphas at this point, not all of them. I haven't been meticulously going around catching 10 of each pal either, which is supposed to be a way to get a whole bunch of experience all at once. Um, I just I just unlocked standard handguns and the ability to make the ammo. That's the level I just hit, was handgun level. Um, I actually like the makeshift handgun. Honestly, the tooltip on it's wrong. It's the tooltip says that it's a single shot handgun. It's not. It's a 6-shot handgun, makeshift handgun. It's 6 in the clip. It just fires crude ammo. So I want to see what the damage difference is. How much of a difference, if anything, that is. And I am working on trying to scale up specifically ore. I set my second base to be by the abandoned church to get a whole bunch of ore. Because there's like there is a spot with a church, desolate church, I think is the name of the thing, and then behind it there's like 5, 6 plus rocks of ore. So I set up a second base there to mine the ore. Now, important note, in order for a PAL to be able to mine ore, it needs at least level 2 mining capability. Level 1 mining capability PALs cannot mine ore nodes. That's a thing. And eventually I'll have to move the base in order to mine coal at, like, to some higher level location, but I'm thinking of, like, potentially moving my main base for that purpose, but I don't know. I might just have to manually mine. That's the big thing with Pile. All right, like, from my Factorio perspective, what's the one issue with that with Power? That is that you need to have all of the resources to set a recipe, and all of those resources are immediately like reserved to complete. You must always manually set what you want to build, and you must always have all of the resources that thing available. Start the recipe going for how much stuff you want. My Factorio part of me wants to set a recipe on a crafting station, make it for the ingredients to that working station until after the Really? Really? No audio from me? No audio from me? Dang, stupid mic. XLR cable keeps popping out. So I take it that that everything about the point that I just made was completely missed because I didn't notice that my cord was unhooked. As I was saying, the one thing about Palworld that I find particularly annoying as a Factorio player is that you are unable to set a recipe on a workstation and just have it make infinite stuff. It cut out around the crude ammo discussion. Great. Fantastic. That missed a lot. I missed a lot then. So yeah, I am at the point where I can make the standard handgun and handgun ammo. I have set a second base to mine ore. That second base to mine the ore is behind the like desolate church, abandoned church, whatever location that right behind the church it has a whole bunch of ore nodes. That second base, in order to actually mine the ore nodes, needs pals that have at least level 2 mining ability, because you need level 2 to mine ore, as it turns out. Level 1 mines stone, level 2 can mine ore, but will also mine stone, and I have to make sure that I don't put a stone mine thing, because that will just attract all of the pals, regardless of whether or not there's actually resources to mine besides the mine building. It's another thing that they need to adjust. But yeah, my biggest complaint of Palworld in its current implementation of the mechanics is that you cannot set a building to produce a specific item infinitely. In order to make items, you must always have the ingredients. And when you start making X number of item, it will pull all of those ingredients to the machine. It is not, you cannot actually automate. And that is the problem. Even though it has production line buildings that you can assign your pals to, it's not really a production line because you can't actually constantly make things. I should be able to have a base that can fully automate the production of balls, PAL balls, or handgun ammo, or guns. I should be able to fully automate cake. Like, this should be fully automatable. I shouldn't have to be constantly setting recipes. I shouldn't have to constantly be going around picking up what I've made. The pal should be delivering those items to storage. Once it's been made, it should be delivered to storage automatically. That it doesn't happen currently. You have to always pick up what has been made before you can reuse that building for something else. Or the same thing, just more of it. Woohoo. I would like nothing more than my ore facility at the moment. My base that is mining ore, I would like for that I would like to set a furnace, or a set of furnaces, basic furnaces, to just process the ore into ingots as the ore is produced, or as the ore is collected there. You know, I've only gotten one Vixie. One total, and I found her at the very beginning of the game. Just one Vixie. That's all I have. And I set it for the one, it can make the basic balls, but the problem with that is, well, they're basic balls. And I sort of have like over 100 that I got for free because I explore. Like, that PAL is not worth the slot for available worker pals. It's just not worth it. Like, yeah, she's free, but It produces free balls, but that's not the type that I need. I want you here. I want this to die. I also want it upgraded, so we're gonna do this. So everything that we've just done was to be able to feed Cottongut on a higher tier recipe, which happens to need a lot of Bodos. And I really did not want to set up additional Bodos production the normal way. So we did it the cheesy way. The IDGAF way. And just made a lot of them. This thing is so slow. It's a good thing we'll be upgrading those eventually. Yeah, it's like I want to spend my time exploring the map in Pal World. I want to go around and find pals I haven't caught yet. Catch more of the ones I have caught, find the bosses, fight bosses, do all the other things. Not fiddle around with having to constantly be resetting recipes for things in the base. And, you know, build a base. Build a base. I want to build a base that can automate things. Be automated. Be fully automated. Like, I want to do these things. But I can't. Because the mechanics are not great. Not in the current implementation. Oh, and my other complaint is that breeding takes way too fucking long. It's way too long. Way too long. By default, it's way too long. Way too much of a time commitment. That being said, I did breed an Anubis, so that was nice. I've got my little Anubis helper. I could get as many as I want, really. It's just that it's the combination of the time it takes to create the egg in the first place, to create cake in the first instance, to do the breeding, as well as to hatch the eggs, takes a significantly long time. The highest size of egg, the default time frame is 2 hours of real time in game. Without the game explaining specifically ways to improve the rate. Because you can have things near the incubators to make the eggs hatch faster. The game doesn't tell you what, what radius the things affect, or any like useful information regarding any of that. Not at this moment in time. You can improve it, but still, when you're talking about like even having to wait an hour, like, come on. I'm not gonna wait an hour for one egg to hatch. Okay, yeah, so I need like a field of incubators. But again, you get back to the problem of, oh, but then you are limited on how quickly you can make the cake to get the eggs. And it takes a while for the breeding to happen to make the eggs once you have the cake. Things. Stuffs. And things. And stuffs. And things. How are we doing here? We have 394. Oh. You know, that would help. A little bit. That would help a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, let's go back and replace the Mark 1 things with Mark 2 things. I need more than 400, unfortunately. It's 60 each. 60 each, so 60 times 7. Which is a lot. 420. Yeah, that number. We're a little short at the moment on that. Just a little. I'm going to build the Cottongut factory as if I had Mark 2s. Even though I'll have to build it with Mark 1s at the moment. I at least am pretty sure I have enough of the Mark 1 studs to fill out the factory. All right, we're continuing. We're working. We are working on the things. Talking about other games. Very popular other games still. I'm also working on replacing my daydreams with the whatever they're called, daisies. On my team. Because the daisies are stronger. And they're electrics. They stun. They're stunners. Right, this will be a little problematic. I'm gonna do personal Roboport, and I'm gonna do an upgrade planner for Cottongut from 1 to 2. I happened to have gotten a Daisy that was a relatively okay level, and I gotten another one randomly through a random egg. But yeah, I just this morning I went to a location that had them, but they were like in the low 30s level range, and it was hell trying to catch them. There was like 4 of them together. I caught 3 of the 4, something like that. Something along those lines, anyway. Oh, you're maxed. Good. Fantastic. I like what I see. We are, in fact, actually limited by the Renea. Which, Yeah, that sort of explains a little bit. I need to get to the Runea factory and potentially upgrade that eventually. We'll live with this for now, though. This isn't gonna be operational 100% of the time. It's just until this depot gets filled. Alright. Cottongut. Yeah, this needs to be annihilated and replaced. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough moon drop. I'll worry about that later. I'll basically have everything but enough moon drop. I don't really feel like making the local moon drop here. I've got it on my train network. I don't have it on my train network, apparently. Okay, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna leave that behind. Leave that idea behind and just keep that there. You're not gonna eat any Relesia, right? Not anymore. Not with these recipes. Oh, and you're also set to that. You need to be set to that, ultimately. Same for you. Set to that. So for those who are not aware, with the daydreams and the daisies, that in the tech tree there are equipment pieces that you can get that allow these pals to be out with you, even if they aren't actively called out, so they can be there and attack without being able to get damaged by having this necklace item. And it applies to the daydreams and it applies to the daisies. Don't know if anything else does beyond that, but at this point, but that's why everyone says get daisies or get daydreams at the beginning of the game. They spawn at night right at the beginning area. Fill up your team with daydreams, and you can have 5 pals out at once. More realistically, 4 plus a Nightwing to fly around on. Maybe a more like combat focus one that works a little bit better than the Nightwing. I sort of don't like the Nightwing with its charge attack. It's a little unwieldy. Okay, that wasn't even assigned. Great. But daisies are stronger. And they can, they use lightning. They're electric, so they can stun enemies, and that makes them easier to catch when they're stunned. Joy, bliss, upgrade to Mark III. I don't need as many when it's upgraded to Mark III. Cool. That is also not the exact recipe that I want working here, but we'll change that once I get this going. So what we need bedding, we need yotoi fruit. We'll need milk. Photos. Both foods. And Tufra, apparently. But yeah, I have still been enjoying the experience. It's just enjoying it in relatively shorter bursts. Okay, stop that. Delete that. Also delete all of that, and I don't need the tree seeds either. There we go. I'll keep that there for now. I'll eventually likely import Moondrop. Okay, this new recipe needs the yotoi seeds. Bacon? Not that bacon. Big bacon. Big bacon. Great. Big, beautiful bacon. Right, I still need the wood for voiding extra bottles. I sort of need to void extra bottles because we're gonna have extra bottles here from the milk. Milk needs to be bottled, but I'm gonna have ultimately infinite bottles. Milk jugs. Where's my milk? Milk. Need the milk. There you are. So the key here is that this is productive. So it gets the full effect of the productivity on it. Yeah, meaning I end up with a few more barrels than what I put in. Meaning I need to destroy any excess. And that's why I will still need the wood, even though I don't need any for the build itself. Yeah, it needs a lot of things. It needs a lot of inputs. You need 3 more belts of inputs. Potentially. I'm gonna say I'm gonna add 1 more belt for the milk, and only the milk. And the rest, why, the rest is going to be brought in by bots. Oh boy, my alarm has gone off to indicate that I am in fact halfway through today's stream already. And that it is in fact that time to take a break. Oh boy. Well, with that, we'll in fact take that break, I think. Right now, when I come back, we will be focused on, you know, completing the build here. Which, yeah, this build is going to be build. Going to be a build. Most definitely a build. Yes, it is. Definitely a build. What even is this line? Why does this line exist like this? What? Like, bro, if you are outputting there, like, split here. Like, split here, further down. Okay. Sure, be that way. And I will need to upgrade this belt. At least I'll want to upgrade this belt. And it's that time. All right, let's take a brief break. When I come back, we will wrap up this part of the build, and we'll see how many Mark IIs we have at the end of this to replace all the modules. I'll be back shortly. And I have returned. Welcome back, folks. Let's finish this build up so that we can be done with it. That sounds really, really nice to me. I would like to be done with this build. I would like to just be rid of it forever and ever and ever. I don't want to think about it again. Even though I know I will have to. I will have to think about it again. At some point. Oh great, I've gone and I've... What? Where are you? Hello, there you are. I've gone and I've removed all the barrels from the system, and I'm going to be picking up everything. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, I'll need 16 with Mark II. But I don't really have enough of the Mark II at this point. But I think that by the time I'm done here, that we'll have at least a bit more ready to go. Now, 16 times 60 is 960. And you know what? Since I have some of them, I could just go there, come back, and go with it as is without even going with Mark 1s here. Because this is already going to make significantly more Cottonguts than what it was making. I forget exactly what it was making. Like 1? 2, maybe? I don't remember. Something lower than 15 net. That is for certain. It was less than 15 net. Hello, Ollie. That's my boy. Ollie. Ollie cat next to me. Is he gonna go up? Is he gonna go up? Is he gonna come up? There's Mr. Cat. There's the Ollie. Yes, there's Ollie Cat. Ollie Cat, Ollie Cat. Yesterday, he did not get lap time. After the first attempt to get lap time. He put his hook in my nipple! And it hurt! So no more lap for Mr. Cat the rest of that day. Yesterday. Because he hurt. He hurt. He made me hurt the day before as well. He gave me a good scratch on my left thigh. Tender part of my left thigh and on the inside of the thigh. Because something startled him. He was in my lap and he decided to leave expeditiously from the lap as quick could be and dug his claws in on the way out. Yeah, it was not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. That just gives it speed. I need this too, and I need it to be productive. Woolly. There is a way around this. Yes. Beautiful. I am going to use bots. I am going to use bots for the vast majority of this. In fact, for so much of this that I'm going to just throw the Moondrop into one of these. Because I know that's how they'll eventually come in anyway. died. 16 of this. That's quite a bit high. Hey, Mr. Cat. Mr. Ollie Cat. Yes, Mr. Ollie. Ollie Wally Kitty Cat. Yeah, looking at me. That and that will be brought in. Like so. Okay, and then empty barrels. Empty barrels. Ta-da! The sigh. Oh yeah, the other thing with Pal World, I am aware of a exploit in Pal World that I do not believe at this point has been fixed, but it can be exploited for lots of experience, a lot of experience very quickly, a lot, very very fast. It allows you to capture the tower boss fight, Pal and Ryder, for free, essentially for free, without really having to fight them. You are able to capture them, which is an exploit because it is a bug, and you are not supposed to be able to capture them. But you can, and they are treated like pals, and you can get bonuses for capturing 10 of them, each of them. But it's very exploity. Basically, you have to get wanted status, go into the fight, and then have a guard shoot at you but hit the boss, and then the boss will like run off into a corner, and you just toss a ball at their back and it will immediately catch them, even though the chance is supposedly 0. It just catches them for whatever reason. And it worked. It like actually puts it into the ball and it immediately catches them, because I guess it's been programmed so that you're not ever supposed to be able to get them in the ball in the first place. So it, like, I guess it doesn't have any of the like normal events from a regular PAL catch assigned to them, because it's supposed to just block all PAL balls, but there's something about having an NPC hit them that makes it so that they can be caught. Or at least makes it so that they can enter the PAL ball in the first place. It's weird. Can be done on all of the tower bosses, apparently. I have not done it, nor do I plan to. It is a thing that exists as an exploit at the moment. It is relatively easy to pull off. It is a little finicky, it seems, though, from what I've seen. Yeah, it does require a very specific procedure. But it does offer a way of getting a whole bunch of experience pretty quickly. Must test. I must test. I must know the answer to this question. I must know. I must know. Please, please, I must know. The answer is no. Damn. It's fine, but I wish the answer was yes. It sucks. The question I had was whether or not the moon drop would be the same productivity gain as the seeds, but it seems like you only get the seeds from the productivity and not the full moondrop returns. So, yeah, unfortunate. Little sad. Little bit sad and upset. Oh, well. Don't matter none. It don't matter none. Yes, you get saddled, baby boy. I will eventually. I shall eventually. Really? May need more bedding. I'll eventually have a separate factory for making Moondrop as Moondrop in abundance. It may or may not be the from scratch way of getting the Moondrop. Yeah, as I was saying, it's probably gonna be that. It's probably gonna be that. That right there. That I think is going to be the Moondrop on the train network, ultimately. I think that wins over everything else. I'm pretty sure that that wins. Fish? Always in fish farm? Always in fish farm. Oh, that's gonna suck. It's always in fish farms. Oh, God, that's always gonna suck. You are so funny. You're not even giving back my Mark IIs to get the Mark IIIs. You're not even giving me back Mark IIs. You're just giving me regular old Mark Is. I mean, this is like, I should do this, right? Why do you output Mark I fish eggs on your infinite production? What? Like, why? Why? Why must we do this? Why must we have fish oil as an ingredient for our infinite Mark II fish? I don't know. I really don't know. But I need fish for Xeno eggs. And zipper eggs, eventually, maybe. And Crydron. Maybe some other food things, but yeah, I know I need fish as fish, and for fish oil, but that it's productive. I can be very productive. I will be very productive on the usage of fish. I believe I have made and put fish food. I have not. Great. Here's the thing, fish food needs fish. We'll be doing that stuff next, by the way, the fish food and fish and all that. Glorious stuffs. Hey, I actually have enough to complete the build. Wow. To put all of the modules in to all of the buildings. Mark II buildings at the Cottongut. Wherever those are. There. Hello. Blinking at me. They're blinking at me! They're blinking! But yeah, the next thing for us to scale that is on my agenda of things to do before we push into the rest of the things we need for PyScience 4 is fish, but I may just put it off for as long as humanly possible. The reason why I would want to scale up fish would be I know that Xenos eggs need fish. The eggs for Xenos need fish. Now, if I could get Xeno egg without fish, that would be great, but it would appear as if I will always need a significant amount of Xeno eggs, and I cannot do this productively either. Which is a shame. A real shame. I need them to get into nano enzymes specifically. I do not plan on doing this denatured seismite recipe, so it really just exists for the nano enzymes. I mean, I guess there's technically this input here for the infinite Mark IV Cottongut. I won't need them. I won't need them. By the time we get the ability to do the Mark IV Cottonguts, it will be too late. I will be manufacturing them from scratch from a process I haven't done at all before. I'm actually going to use the thing for the first time. The artificial parts manufacturing, mass production of creatures. I haven't done that in a Pi playthrough before. I haven't done the mass produced from scratch, like, artificial creation of creatures before. As for why, it's because they're extremely expensive to do it in that way. It is not, generally speaking, going to be worth doing in that way for anything, but especially by the time that you get it and you do have access to Mark IV stuff generally by then, or at least you are in the process of unlocking Mark IV stuff. Yeah, because you have utility science. It's a utility science tech, so you have all the stuff for utility science. You at minimum have Mark III access. Not necessarily modules. You have to go out of your way to do the module upgrading, but you at least have the buildings and the advanced recipes. And generally with the Pi Alien Life stuff, the standard experience is that the scaling is pretty good the later that you get into the game. It's actually just exceedingly strong for the late recipes for Pi Alien Life, and it's sort of the reason why the early stuff is so bad, is because the late stuff is so good. I just wish it wasn't quite as stark. Yeah, like they really need to, like, have everything in the early game. Like, the late game stuff is pretty much fine, actually. It's just that scaling and the difference in the scaling between each recipe can, I think, get tightened up quite a bit. Oh, that 1.5 is... Oh, the whole of the one line there, which means that this whole one line will die. Good. All right, so we now have 15 Cottongut per second, up to 15 Cottongut per second, and everything was correct in the universe, correct and glorious. Where are my fish? I want to see the fish and see that I am currently lacking fish. Am I phytoplanktoning? I think so. Yes, I do have a phytoplankton factory. I'm going to set up a fish food. Oh. Did I pick that up? No. I haven't picked a fish upgrade yet. And I should probably do that. I also want to say that it is most likely going to be the most efficient way. This is probably going to be the most efficient way for me to create plants and basic fungi. Well, not basic, advanced fungi. Forever, probably. It might be how I have to do the Cridron as well as Renea Grod and everything else. For all intents and purposes, basically everything. I think I need to clean up my inventory. So I'm gonna let my bots pull out for my trash slots there. I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna turn off personal logistics and auto trash. Take a bit of a walk down here to where I have all of these empty containers, and then I'm gonna go and just throw everything into containers. Absolutely everything is getting tossed into the containers. I am completely emptying my inventory. And then I'm going to re-enable my logistics requests, and they'll bring me my stuff again that I have requested, so that way I know that the only things that I have in my inventory are the things that I have requested. Now this could not end well, but we're doing it anyways. That's everything out. Everything's out. That improves the performance of the game a fair bit. But now my bots will be delivering me things. Deliver my things to me. Give me everything. This might take a moment. It may take a bit of time. Just a little bit of time here. Big stretchies. Stretchies! Yes, stretchy, 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 stretchy baby. Yeah, my big boy. Getting belly rubs. Big Ollie cat getting belly rubs. Yeah. They're still delivering. They're still delivering. More and more. Are we done? I think we're done. They gave me all my studs back. The Mark I studs, which I don't necessarily need, actually. So I'm just going to put those back. I also sort of don't need those Mark II steam turbines. Yeah, we can get rid of those in their entirety. I don't need to hold on to any of them ever again. And I unfortunately think that I have at this point decided that I'm not going to screw around with the Mark II Bob's beacons. So where did I... There. So we'll get rid of all those from the inventory as well. Just to have a little bit less clutter. Little bit less. I know there's a lot of clutter in here, but I just want a little bit less. Just a smidge less. I guess I don't need to hold on to quite as many bots overall, but I definitely I don't think I need to hold on to the Mark II roboports. And I have Mark IIIs. Speaking of Mark III, I think I have the ability to make the Mark III steam turbines. Thus, why I would get rid of the Mark IIs. And I never did look at Simic steam. Productive Simic steam. That would need the level 2s, I think, because I don't have level 3. Actually, they go straight up to 4, don't they? So what do we not have? Shaft 3s in the mall, brake 3s, and control panel 3s. I'm not making these anywhere. I have the other two, but I don't have the control panel 3s. All of that is mall stuff. So just make it here. If it's all mall stuff, just make in mall. That's simple concept. Simple concept, yeah? If only need in mall, make in mall. And that will be the steam turbine Mark IIIs. times infinity and beyond. There's other Mark III stuff I could potentially do as well, but meh. Meh. Like Mark III heat exchanger. And pressure pump. I could redo this whole thing with Mark IIIs. Okay, let's do that. I am, of course, delaying as much as possible the work on the fish. Hey, that was a milestone. Pressure pumps are where? Up and over. Boron carbide and SMU. Really? Alright, well, boron carbide. I believe I have that provided. Yes. Yes, I do. And then the heat exchanger is down and on my right. Everything is on the way. So everything will be awesome. And yes, all of the power in my base, pretty much, except for this area over here with the tidal stuff. All of the steam turbines in the base that currently exist are in this one square. And they're making a bit of power in this one square. I will reserve a square later for Mark III stuff, and probably delete this entire thing to replace it with that Mark III thing. Okay. I need to look at this. At fish. Fish upgrade. There are 3 options. Option 1 gives us fish food. Makes the basic recipe more complex. Cough, hack, wheeze. That's a PyBlock issue. PyBlock makes the initial recipe for fish easier to make it available earlier, but the turd upgrade does not take that into consideration, so it ends up adding ingredients here, biomass and oxygen. That's trivial to add, but it still exists. Yeah. Still exists. At the same time, it's one less fish, but you get a fish food out. Now, I'll note that fish food itself requires 2 fish per fish food, but it's productive. So since fish food is productive, and since, yeah, that is the case, I see 0 reason to do option 1. Option 2 gives you more fish hydrolysate by adding and looping a cooling tower Mark 1 to the recipe. Not useful in the slightest. Option 3 is useful in that it replaces the saline water input with a water input, and it replaces the wastewater output with pressurized water. And it gives you more eggs for the recipe, which is the actual benefit here. You get more eggs with this recipe. Since I am going to rebuild fish anyway, option 3 is the way to go, but only once I am physically there building the fish anew. To that end, I do need to upgrade the buildings for the fish from Mark 1 buildings to Mark 3 buildings. Where do I have fish buildings in here? Where are fish farms? Over to my left. Okay, fish farms. Fish Mark 2 and Fish Mark 3. You have everything, and you will eventually have everything. Smoo is brought in, I'm pretty sure, as is graphene. I have to check. Acrylic. There is no mall acrylic. Okay, and there is no superconducting magnetic unit. Great! M Smoo and M acrylic. Okay. That should be that. I know graphene gets requested here. I know graphene gets requested here. I know that it gets requested here. It does. It's just speed of trains. Speed of trains is the only thing about that. All right. While that happens, what to do? Plan out and build fish food and a deluxe fish food. And the reason to have them together is that there's a lot of overlap in the ingredients. Do I have blood meal on the train network? No. Should I? Yes. Yeah, yes, I should. Fatwiki have generally been made locally. I think I have Mark II. This is local, always. And the steam is local. The ash... always cycles from flue gas. Are you winning? Maybe. We may be winning. Eventually. It'll take a while. It'll still take a while. Alright, now why do I not see... Timestamps. Yeah, that's the one. Timestamps. Timestamps are great. I like seeing timestamps on my chat. Makes me know how late I am at noticing chat. Oh, stretchies. Mr. Cat hath left. So we can turn that off. Is that it? I think so. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 that's it. Oh, we have bone. We have bone. Therefore, I can ash from bone. Can I not? Yes, ash from bone. Why bother with anything else? I can ash from bone. And that will be better overall. Do I have Brave New World at? Well, no, I'm here. I'm here. I just operate from map view a lot of the time, and I am very zoomed out. I have to physically go places. Okay, let's find a spot for this where I can put quite a few things. I guess here's fine. Oh yeah, the blood meal. That'll be first, actually. Blood meal is actually first. It's a very simple thing for this one. Then we get to do the fish food factory for both of the fish foods. Then I get to make my plan for the fish, which will be a little awkward since the eggs will change once I pick up that upgrade that unlocks better fish egg recipes. No point in having robots active here. Get the bacon down. Beautiful bacon. Ta-da! Infinite blood meal. Glorious blood meal. Now we get to food. Fish food. Where? Great question. Where exactly? Alright, I guess we'll go here. Where's my thing? There it is. It's alright. We may need more land eventually, but for now it's fine still. I need to go to the one on the left, as I have more room for input stations on the one on the left. Just as long as I get this locomotive, my personal locomotive, out of the way, everything will be great. Hello, Ollie. Ollie has returned, but he's not quite up on the counter yet. He's at my legs. You see rubbies? Ollie? What you doing? You rubbies? You're rubbing? Mr. Rubbies. That's Ollie. Ollie can't. Oh, yep. Twisting. Going up. He's going up. He's going uppies. Alright, he's going uppies. He's not going to the desk. He's just going uppies. Boy. Alright. Food. Food. Okay, we don't need you. Do not need you. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 9 solid input stations. That should be 9. Bone is stacked. So is lard. So is skin. So is seaweed. And seaweed has a smaller stack size, so 100 for you. Let's see, so then we also have fish of top priority. We have plastic. Did I just say skin? Yes. Yes, I did. Toy fruit, blood meal, starch. I'm assuming I have starch, yes. Whoops. I put blood instead of blood meal. In this mod, yes. Oh, for the love of... There we go. Pi Alien Life adds a whole bunch of things, including creatures to slaughter for biotic slaughter products, and that includes bones, lard, skin, chitin and guts, and blood, and arthropod blood, and formic acid as well, and yeah, brains too. Brains. You can work with brains, eyes as well, sorted eyes. But that one's a little separate. Yeah, skin. Oh, and there's also specific creatures for pelts that yeah, you get it's fur into pelts, not just skin, but fur into pelts as a separate thing. Well, you see, the intent is actually to replace the biters with the actual creatures at some point with a separate pack called Pi Aliens, but that's not going to happen within like the next decade, maybe, if ever. Maybe not in Factorio 1. Basically, it's like the amount of effort it will take with the amount of creatures that they've got here. All completely fictional alien life. Except for fish. You can get, I think you can actually get skin from fish as well. And you can make biomimetic skin. Fake skin. Artificial. You can get skin from... Oh yeah, the main thing is from these stupid little, like, crustacean creatures that aren't actually crustaceans because they've got skin. They're not chitinous, they're skin. Yes, you can get skin from fish. And fish oil from fish. But yeah, skin, meat, bones, guts. Spawners, you get their pineal glands. But yeah, bones, meat, skin, lard, guts, brains, blood. Slaughtered in slaughterhouses as well. That's the other fun part for this. You are... Oh, I don't? Really? Interesting. I need to get them then. Hell, I need to get Mark 3s of them, but 2s for now. Maybe I'll set the recipe for the Mark 3s. You can have a fully self-sustained base in normal Pi if you mean by not having to mine resources, then technically, yes. In the current state of the game, I'm pretty sure that in a standard Pi playthrough, you are able to obtain every resource through an infinite method without having to mine said resource. There might be some fluid resource that doesn't count, or that you can't do. So the buildings are huge. We don't need to worry about like inserter stuff when the buildings are like 16 by 16. Hello, welcome to the stream. I am back at my mall to get buildings that I thought I had, but apparently don't, on me at least. Did at one point, but you know, today I cleaned the inventory out, just shoved everything into boxes and told the bots to bring me stuff. How do I make landfill for this mod? The landfill recipe is here. This makes a little bit. It's a small amount. It's over 100. It's like a... I've actually forgotten how much this is. It's like 160, I think, per second. That or 80, I forget. So the stones are from soil, soil is from water. So water to soil to stone, plus muddy sludge, and then water to soil to sand. So it's stone plus sand plus the fuel for the building, which I can use buildings that are electric and don't even need this line of the wood anymore, but I just haven't updated it ever. So it's just stone plus sand, and both of which come from the infinite soil at this point. So yeah, I've got several million units of the landfill just sitting around. I was going to go here and set the recipe for the Mark III algae plantation for future me. But I will need to import silver zinc alloy. Okay. That will do. Head on back. Head on back, make this fish food. Now that we've gotten more cotton guts. Fish are next. Over yonder. And so we're all aware, this being, I'm calling this productive Pyandon, productive PyBlock. If you're new and you haven't been around watching the whole series, the gimmick of this series is that using Bob's modules, I have set it to be able to, or to have God modules available, but also to have productivity on every recipe, as well as the ability to transmit productivity on beacons. So we are very productive. The point is that, well, do you see the game performance right now? Do you see how big the base is right now? This is with all of that. It was to make a point. It was to make a point. It's like, yes, it's very exceedingly strong, but it was to make a point. Time to upgrade my rig, huh? Really? Really? Time to upgrade my Ryzen 7 5800X 8-core processor that I just recently bought. My 5800X CPU and my 4070 Ti graphics card, huh? Time to upgrade? It's time to upgrade? No. I don't think so. I think I'm good. Mr. Cat has arrived. Here's my boy. FPS UPS is right up here in this top corner. It's right up here. It's right there. It's on the screen. All right. Just about ready. We just need to get the beacons in. Can you feel 45? I can feel 55. Difference from 60. Yes, I absolutely can feel this. This is slow. This is quite slow. Especially when I have it. Especially when I have the game speed set actually to more than 1x. I think it's currently supposed to be trying to go at 10x. I also have a 1440p 144 hertz monitor, so I can actually see the difference above 60 when the game is running faster than 1x. And this is after a lot of entity reduction in the base. Before we got here, oh boy, it was yeah, we were at half speed and lower. Max? Yes. Now, I also have Bob's Beacon 2s that I could use, but whatever. I think 11,350% productivity is fine for the moment. I will go ahead and I will upgrade that at Beacon 3s, Bob Beacon 3s, though. And this has recently been nerfed. The Pi beacons just got nerfed in recent updates, and I'm not updating my mods until after this particular playthrough is over. But yeah, there are serious issues with just the scale of things in general in the Pi suite, and part of this playthrough was to make a point about that specifically. It's just something to go back constantly and point to. Be like, did you see what my performance was like in this playthrough that had infinite productivity across the board? At this point in time, once this playthrough is finished, I was considering a Pi playthrough with Omni mods installed, but the thing about that specifically is I think it just makes the problem worse for performance, so we'll see. If I did, it would probably, by necessity, need to be played in this way. And I've said this multiple times over the course of the stream. It's a question that's been asked, like, what are you going to be doing after you beat Pi? And I have defaulted to, I am considering doing an OmniPi, but I am not locked in to anything at the moment. All right, that is, I think that it is going to be fully functional here. As for all of the expansion content stuff, this is something I've made comments on throughout the series so far. With each of the Friday facts. Oh yeah, they released a new one, didn't they? The most recent Friday facts I'm fine with. I think that it was okay. Talking about adding more generic train interrupts and priority system. It feels like they are making vanilla trains behave more like how train supply manager functions, which I'm sure makes a lot of folks happy. It is not how I prefer to set up trains, just stylistically. Their way is like the more realistic way of how things actually operate in the real world. But my way is better organized for playing a game where I have a train doing a specific job, or a set of trains that do a specific job, and that is the only job they ever do. And the way that it's going with the base game is they're making it easier to have a train do multiple jobs as needed, and you just add trains into the system over time, and it is a system that moves things around. irrespective of what each individual train is doing. You just have available trains. That's the way that it seems to be going, which is very much, in my mind, a LTN thing. So they're making it more like LTN when I play Train Spy Manager rather than LTN, because I prefer my trains having dedicated specific jobs that they only ever do. They only ever move one thing around, because it makes it very easy to spot when there are issues, and the issues that do pop up are very easy to fix. As for like space stuff, quality stuff, stacking things, I mean, it's fine, I guess. It's bare minimum functionality from an expansion. I'm just afraid of what they're going to ask for a price on it. Like, everything that they've shown is fine. It's just what they've shown is fine for like a no more than $20 expansion. Like, no more than $19.99. If they ask more, then that's a big stretch. Alright, let me figure things out here. I also don't like that they are introducing a whole bunch of quality of life things that it's clear that they have worked on and are apparently ready to go, but they're not releasing because they want to pad the content for the expansion. I am highly skeptical of most of the things thus far, of the paid content in particular that's been discussed in the Friday Facts. To this point, there has been nothing that has gone above and beyond any reasonable realm of normal expectations for what should be in an expansion for Factorio, as like a bare minimum thing. It's like, yeah, new buildings, upgraded belt, stacking is cool, I guess, but we already have mods for a lot of this stuff. It's like everything that they've introduced is like stuff that you could already do with mods, and that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. It's like, yeah, sure, you're doing it in a slightly different way. That's like incorporating a mechanic into the base game by changing the base game, but you can still do it with mods. Like, that still doesn't change the fact that these are things that already exist by mods. So you're going through all this effort, taking all this time, doing all these changes to charge for experiences that you can already get with mods for free. I would have rather seen Factorio 2 and not an expansion. I think Factorio does not need an expansion, full stop. I would have much rather seen a new game built on an fundamentally upgraded engine that can perform better at larger scale than anything for an expansion like that. The point of mods, period, is to be your expansion content. How about an actual 3D Factorio? Like, Factorio that's actually 3D. How does that sound? Sounds like a great Factorio 2 to me. Or, you know, something built on a just better engine that doesn't tie its mechanisms to the frame rate. Like, that alone would be awesome. Sounds like Satisfactory? Not even remotely close. Satisfactory is a shit game. And I will stand by that till the end of time. It looks pretty, but it's a shit game. One that I'm not going to touch at all until they actually release it. Frankly, at this point, it's like it's not even done, and it's obviously not even done. And every update that they put to it, they don't even like. I don't think they even have a plan of what a story looks like in Satisfactory at this point. It's like the only thing it will have going for it is a story, and it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. And they're not going to put it out until 1.0. I've already made that pretty clear, that it's not going to exist until 1.0 at minimum, if it even releases, period. Because they're just going to keep saying that they're going to do it eventually, and then once they run out of money, effectively, they're going to say, oh yeah, we ran out of money. We're just going to ship 1.0, and it's not going to have all these things because we need money. Yeah, the building mechanics, the mechanics of Satisfactory are stupidly tedious, and it's a neat experience the first time to a point, but it gets boring pretty quickly, particularly as you have to build at scale, and you get to the point of building at scale. The physical building at scale is not fun. And that is why I call it a shit game. But it looks pretty, which is what it's got going for it. Like, Factorio wouldn't have to look pretty if it was operating in 3D, as long as it could be mechanically viable. Now, yes, it is a challenge to have full 3D functionality and building in a fully 3D world. This is why Factorio is 2D. It makes it a lot easier to develop in 2D instead of in 3D. I, to an extent, like how Tectonica has divided the 3D world into a grid of cubes. I think they are very early access, and it needs a lot of improvement to the mechanics of building, but I think they are on the right track of how it should go. No, 3D is absolutely a mechanics thing. 3D is absolutely a mechanics thing. Like, Factorio was advertising its expansion here, having the ability to have the rails over rails as like a one tier of rail over rails. 3D lets you have like infinite tiers of rails. Like, duh. 3D lets you have flying biters. For those who like playing with biters, it's just as long as we have the ability to turn them off, I'll be okay with it, but oh boy. Anyway, where was I? Fish. Right. Where was I? At the end of the stream. Yes, that's where I was. Where was I? 3 minutes over the time to end the stream. Actually. So we've got fish food. We've begun the process to scale the fish. We got through the build for the Cottongut scaling. I have scaled my Cottongut production. I have not even heard of Greg Tech, so why would I don't think I've played that before. Our next step is to get more fish because it's a bit lacking. I do need more fish. The mall is building Mark III fish farms now, so I can do that upgrade soon, very soon. I should at least have all of the ingredients. Oh god, I hope I have all of the ingredients at enough scale for it to scale it. But yeah, we got our Mark II Cottonguts going infinitely at scale at 1 per second, and we've gotten the Cottonguts upgraded to 15 per second of those Cottonguts, which are somewhere in this neighborhood. I don't even anymore. Cottongut. Here. They be here in that part of the neighborhood. Yes, here are Mark III buildings with Mark II modules with tech upgrade to make the buildings faster and productive, etc., etc., etc. So that's just the recap what we've done today. When we return on Tuesday, we will work on fish. We will get more fish, and we will begin, if I finish that, we'll begin the process of going into... we will begin the process of getting into Pi Science 4, which will involve perfect samples, and maybe some other things along the way. Yeah, apologies with the Twitch thing. It runs a minute and a half of ads like every 50 minutes or so, and it's automatic, and it's sort of forced to be that way because that's the minimum to get the same ad revenue split as YouTube. They require a certain minimum amount of ad time so that the split's the same as YouTube. So, yes, we have reached the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching. This has been a Talk Show, but if you've enjoyed the stream, do all the stuff below the video. I'll be back with more on Tuesday. I hope to see you all then.